Sup? Now, before I start this video, I want to give a shout out to my good friend, Transient Player. She's also known as the Serene Azurine. She has both YouTube and Twitch channels. Her YouTube channel, one is Transient Player, the other is the Serene Azurine. The reason why she has two separate channels is because one is focused on a topic, the other is focused on another topic. She don't want to have kind of like how this channel is, where this channel is just random, where I just do whatever I'm in the mood to be doing. She also has a Twitch channel, which is under the name of Transient Player. And on the Twitch, she plays video games on the weekends, pretty much Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Give or take about 10 or 11 o'clock. But overall, because she's a friend of mine, obviously, she's cool. She pretty much put up with my evil ass. And I figure I just give a little shout out to her to recommend you guys check her out. And definitely be cool. Don't be rude. Don't be, whatever. But overall, she will definitely entertain. She's fun, and in a way, she's very charismatic. But she's being herself. That's the whole 100%. So definitely check her out. All right, and I'll put links to her stuff down on the end of the video. So the reason why I made this video, I read this story. I was doing a little research. Then I got sidetracked into this one. Well, to be honest, I completed the research and made the stuff. It's not too important for you guys. But a story actually caught my attention. And at first I thought there's no way. This had to be bullshit. I looked into it and researched a little more, and it turns out this is actually a true story, which for me, I think is both hilarious, but at the same time, I was a little bit upset. So, here's the thing. I understand people do not want to be alone. We have this need, this want of having somebody to be with us, either to give us attention or to have, that feeling of a strong bond, something more of a coupling. I'm not talking about friendship. I'm talking about actual relationship where there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of interest within each other, there's sexual relations going on between the two components. You guys know what I'm pretty much hinting at. Pretty much like, whatever your choice of spouse may be, hey, we all got preferences. That you cannot deny. But whoever your sexual attraction is, within ourselves, we always feel like there's somebody out there for you. Which, in today's now modern technology, we have these things called dating apps built into our phones or into our tablets, or you can even put it on your computer. Whatever device you choose, you can even go on these dating apps website themselves. Yes, they actually have their own website. You don't have to use the app per se. If you have an account with the app, you already got the account on their own personal website. So, there's a whole plethora of dating apps. Whole plethora. Some of them are built specifically to rip you off. If you do your research correctly, you can easily figure out which one those are. It's borderline common sense. It shouldn't be something where a very highly intelligent person like myself had to explain to you. It shouldn't take a person that's very well versed in street logic and street smarts like myself have to converse to you. But because of this story, I just have to put in my 2 cents. Let me educate you, fool. So, again, a lot of dating apps. Already mentioned there are some that's specifically built to rip you off. All they have are pictures. It makes you feel like you're talking to someone, but for some odd ass reason, it never either put you in local, or even if you are conversing with somebody, you don't know if that person is 100% verified or is a different stranger that's catfishing your ass. Oh well. Now, for the legit dating apps, they tend to do these things where they have a paywall for you can actually have a full opportunity to fully use its functionality. But again, paywall meaning you have to pay. Now, some of these apps, their version of a paywall is, oh, somebody likes you. You want to find out who it is? Or, hey, you want to message that person? Cool. Messaging is free only if you both like each other, or if you notice somebody checked your profile out, we'll let you know you got checked out, but we won't tell you who it is unless you. So, it's pretty much their way of trying to lure you into their atmosphere of just pay up. Now, you're probably going to be annoyed by it, and a lot of people tend to ignore those functionalities. They just use the app for its free shit. Again, your choice, your preference, I get it. We already being overcharged with so many other things, especially the cost of living. The last thing you want to try to do is pay for an app of you trying to hook up with somebody that you're not even sure even fits your preference requirements that pretty much indulge in your attraction. So, I get that. Now, I don't even know why I have to explain, but I'm trying to keep you guys up to speed. Now, this story I've read, this gentleman, and I use that term, okay, he's an idiot. This idiot, and you'll see why, he. Hmm, I'm not going to give away a lot of things because he probably already feel like a piece of shit right after pretty much exposing himself and, well, pretty much let me break it down to you like this. He was on a dating app, no surprise. And he he didn't want to spend money on this specific dating app. There, pretty much he was being a freeloader, like a lot of us would probably be. Where it's like, what's the point of paying a paywall when the messaging is free? If I like somebody and it turns out we both like each other and we can message each other for free, why pay? Unless you want to find out who likes you or have other advantage, whatever. But that was his mentality. He liked the person, and it turns out they were both liked each other, and he decided, you know what? I'm gonna message this person. And he did. Now, again, let me educate you guys. When messaging somebody, you gotta have it's like you gotta talk to them like as if you're talking to an actual person, like as if they're right in front of you. How you present yourself, how you represent your whole verse of being will be portrayed in words that has no contact, no tone, no sense of caricature that you're trying to aim for. They're just words on a text. However, he messaged this individual, and the individual responded back. Tell me if this sounds weird to you. Hi, can this is so and so. I don't really use this app that much, but if you really want to message me, how about we go to another app or another messaging system so we can really have a conversation. Now, I'm going to pause. If you like a person and that person likes you too, and y'all both have the ability to message each other for free. So if you like this person and this person likes you too, y'all have the ability to message each other for free. For free. It's not like you're paying per minute or per second or per words, unless there is some limitation. Depends on which dating app, but you get what I'm saying. This individual told him, hey, let's leave the free messaging concept, even though we both already have profile pics, and you know what I look like, I know what you look like because I liked you and you liked me, and we unlocked the ability to chat with each other. Let's leave here to go to another app or a different messaging system. Anyway, so like a fucking idiot, he did. So he decided to go on. I don't know what the fuck it was. But let's again. I do know what it was. I read it. I just don't. I'm playing it off because I don't want to expose him too much. Because if you guys were to look it up, you're gonna find out who it is, and you're probably gonna harass and laugh at him. Again, to me, it was fucking hilarious. Except there was one little thing that pissed me off. So he joined her into a different application, and that's when they started having a conversation. So, of course, she, and I say she because it's not fully established. Well, from what I've read, if she was exactly a she, even if she is that picture really hers? Anyway, so they started talking up the stream, back and forth, back and forth. But even though they showed the actual the picture snapshot of the conversation, she seemed to be more of the one leading the way. Now, fellas, guys, homies, idiot, moron, horny bastards. What's the one thing we all know when it comes to the opposite sex? Now, not all women, but most women likes to talk. They like to get that emotional connection through verbal context. Not all women, but most of them. You gotta pretty much ask the right question to set them up so they can come in and tear it down with pride. That's how it is. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong or illogical for a woman to take charge of a conversation. There are some out there, and it's rare, where they do that because they just they are who they are. That's point blank. You can't fix that personality. But the most spectrum is we're the ones that pretty much sends out the lure for the fish to catch. Well, the fish to catch, pretty much. So she was like, "Well, I kind of suck talking about myself." That's already a second flag. What lady would not like to talk about themselves? I can understand. Okay, it's weird. I gotta explain who I am as a person. I'd rather you get to know me by either hanging out or just verbally talking or call or whatever. How about we meet up at a bar, but you gotta take it slow. Don't expect to have that rush right away. Don't be an ass, but you'll get what I'm saying. Oh, I feel uncomfortable talking about myself. How about you tell me about you? What do you want? What are you looking for? And he went ahead and did that. And to me, what I was reading, it felt like it was computer generated. But then she responded back, "Oh, well, I do blah 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 this, I blah 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 that, blah 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 blah." And he, of course, like I said, this is all Snapchat. I'm not gonna link or anything. It's already stupid enough. You'll get my point. And he goes, "Oh, well, that's cool. Blah blah blah. This, there was obviously you can tell they are starting to bond." Then all of a sudden, she slipped in. Well, I feel comfortable talking with you. Already, you feel comfortable talking to this guy. So I just want to let you know I do this side job, even though I have this other job that it's my life and everything. But I do this side job just to have a little fun, just to you know appease my wild side. And he goes, "Oh, what you do on the side?" Well, I I do this, and it didn't show in the thing, but obviously she must have sent him a a visually indulging photo. So obviously, him being who he is, fell for it. Fucking moron. But at the same time, I applaud. I understand. Most guys, we normally get rejected by women constantly. So if you have a woman that seems to have somewhat of an interest and they slip you something to get the blood flowing, of course you might want to jump on it. I get it. I understand. It's no disrespect. So, he was interested. Now, let me break this down. They were on a dating app. They liked each other, which unlocked a feature where they can message each other for free. She talked him into leaving that free aspect to go to another app where they can message each other because if you think about it realistically, there's no, how can I say it, evidence if something goes wrong. I mean, think about it. There's so many different apps out there like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and the individual could all they had to do is just delete the account and create a new one without a problem. Oh, evidence. Yeah, it's null and void. So, therefore, as he was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. Notice they did this awfully quick. First night, they were talking. And then she was like, well, if you're interested, I mean, I only charge X amount. Now, here's the part where I was a little, where it got to me a little bit, just a little bit. At first, it was hilarious. I needed something to laugh at. And then, as I read, she said she charged about 60 to, I think she said 100, depending on the minute frame or whatever stats or whatever. And then he asked, pretty much what it sounds like is she was trying to get him to join her to watch her strip online or do some sexual acts, and she charges. I think, what the hell is it? Think of it like you're FaceTiming somebody, whether it's on your computer, your tablet, or your phone. I'm trying to remember what they're referred to as. The people that does that for a living or for a side hustle. Remember, don't get me wrong. I respect the hustle. In this time, you gotta get the money the way you can, and it's definitely, without a doubt, sex sells. So, I'm trying to remember because one of my female friends divorced her ex husband. I mean, she's remarried, but she had divorced this one guy because he became addicted to viewing these women perform these acts. I forgot what the hell that term is. It's like they're on camera and they. What the, it'll get to me. Don't worry about it. So that's what she was inviting him to do. Now, this imbecile had the nerve to do it. But I'm not mad about that. It's what he said afterwards. See, it's one of those cases, don't brag what you got because it will get you hit. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then don't worry about it. But for those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So, he stated in this interview, blogish thing, whatever, he's the type of, he has no problem pretty much of spending $10,000 or even $15,000 just to have a little fun. He makes enough good money. He felt like, hey, it's whatever, whatever. Sure. His dumbass informed her that he likes to do things to have fun And if it costs him, he has no problem of spending like 10K or 15K as long as it's all in good fun. If that was the case, go to a fucking strip club. Or, I mean, they got fucking porn websites that's for free. Jerk one off, rub one out, whatever. But anyway, he told her that. So she hooked him up to a link to a site where he has to pay to sign up. He has to pay to make an account. And then once he got to her link, and she said, oh, the reason why you had to pay for those is because, in her own words, and I'm quoting from what I've read, is for a security deposit that she has to pay so that way nobody can record her performances on the website. Now, I don't do that stuff, so you guys can inform me if that's a thing, but to me, that sounds fishy as hell. If you're paying X amount of money, you damn right you want to record that shit so that way you can be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to remember that or re-invite myself to that in a couple nights later or consecutive night. I don't know, or to use as like a video toy that you can brag about, whether to brag about it for yourself or to one of your friends. Be like, hey, look what I got this girl doing. Yeah. Now, that's what she claimed. To me, like I said, it was a red flag. But he was like, okay. And then they went off and did their thing. Now, the card service provider thing that he had to set his account in, he had it set to be max. Well, I don't think there was a max limiter now that if I remember correctly. But anyway, his limit, as I already just explained, was anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000. This individual swiped his whole account. He's fucking poor. Now, obviously, he called the cops, and obviously, there's an investigation. You know, like I already proclaimed, she's no longer existing on the website. He don't even know. Well, I guess he did watch her perform, so maybe she was legit. I'm not sure. They didn't really identify that in the info, but he paid what he got thinking. But like I said, the thing that I felt a little upset was if you're okay with spending $10,000 or up to $15,000 at your leisure, just whatever, like you could just toss aside, not worry about it. Give me that goddamn money. That's where I'm offended at. It's like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna strip for you. I'm telling you that right now. But I mean, look, we all got things we can all imagine we can do with that type of money. For some people, it's cheap. That's barely anything. For a lot of people, hey, that's money. Give that shit to me. Now, me, money is money. The amount I get, but money is money. If you're a billionaire or a company or whatever, and you just want to give somebody money just because, give me the money. Matter of fact, we can make a social experiment. Give me the least amount, like $2 million, just to see what I can do with it within 1 year. There's no repaybacks or paybacks because I'm not paying back the $2 million you gave me. I'm opening myself up to be your lab rat for social testing to see what I would do with the money, and whatever money that happened to be left over, I can hold on to it for the next year to see if there's a way I could accumulate that money to even make it back to the $2 million spot or make it bigger. Who knows? maybe within that year when I was given that $2 million. Now, like I said, that's the least amount, $2 million. If you want to give me more for the social experience. Well, experiment, whatever floats your boat. Just understand though, I think it would be a good testing because you're taking somebody that's very intelligent, that's very street smart, and it gives you the idea of how. Now, yes, I live in the country of USA. I'm an American. Hurrah! I'm not trying to say we're number one. I mean, let's all be honest. All you people that live outside of the USA, you're probably laughing at us like we're a shit show. And believe me, I agree. There's some shit that just happened here, but you can't really complain where you're born or where you're growing up or where you work. You're just here. But like I said, with that social experiment, I can go anywhere. I can create companies. Who knows? I can probably buy stock, but you never know exactly what I would do. But like I said, this would make this experiment very, very interesting. Will I throw money away left and right, or will I try to go in for business? Will I indulge myself? Various questions. Like I said, it's a social experiment. All I say is the least amount would be $2 million. If you want to pay more, pay me more. Just understand I'm not paying you back. And the good reason would be it is for the 1 year, the starting year, bam, how I use it. And the next year, bam, how I can build it back up. And then after that 2 year experiment, you got your records and books, and you can be like, okay, we now know what an individual would do with that type of money. And again, expect no payback, but hey, life goes on. But yeah, that's my only thing. If you're willing to give out 10K or 15K, like it's like a $5 bill, it ain't worth much. Cool, give me that money. But do you have the right to complain when your account completely swiped clean? You shouldn't have been bragging. So, moral of the story. If you're going to do this whole dating app thing, if you're going to try to find, I don't care what you're looking for, you could be looking for a friend, which I think is retarded, while you go to a dating app to make friends. It's a dating app, but you want to make friends. If you're making friends with benefits, cool. I agree to that. But if your true intention is, oh, I'm already in a relationship, I just want to make friends, I just want to have somebody to talk to, go outside. If you're looking for, like I already said, friends with benefit, I'll agree to that. If you're looking for, hookup or one night stands, I get it. Everybody's horny. I don't give a damn. You're human. You get horny. No matter what religious belief you're under or what moral code you follow, you are human. You do get horny. So if you're looking for a one night stand, if that's your intention, cool, whatever. Cool. If you're looking for an actual relationship, whether it's short term or long term, again, all those apply to a dating app. But if you're looking to sucker an idiot to give you money, be smart about it. Because I already explained from the context, there were multiple flags that was raised that already told me, yeah, it's a scam. So, that's all I got. As for now, make sure you guys have a good night. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 2:57 a.m.
Yeah, I guess it's time for me to go to bed. All right then. And like I said, definitely check out Transient Player YouTube channel, the Serene Azarine YouTube channel, on Twitch under Transient Player. You will not be disappointed. All right then. Later.